VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Basta all hits, all Pinoy. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. 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 Basta all hits, all Pinoy. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. 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 VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio.
This is V81 Radio Worldwide. Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. Dahil mahal namin kayo. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are now tuned in to Making a Difference, a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. I am your host and online friend, Erica Mizon. So last week, I invited a youth organization called 1 Million. So they are an organization that provides solar-powered light to those communities here in the Philippines that have no access to light. If you want to know more about what they do and maybe volunteer for them, you could actually watch the previous episode, which is on Facebook, on DOT1 Radio's Facebook, and on the show's Facebook, you could actually, or you could actually shoot them a message on Facebook and Instagram. Again, they're called 1 Million Likes. So with this week's episode, I decided to take it down a notch. I invited three young professionals in different fields, and we're gonna ask them their thoughts and opinions on the whole ECQ, MECQ, and even GCQ that's happening right now in our country. So if you have any comments or things that you want to say, go ahead, please comment. I'll try to read them as much as possible. Or if you have any questions for my guests today, go ahead again, comment, and I'll try to have them answer your questions. So for our first guest, we have the CEO and co-founder of Gorilla 360 Integrated Solutions. His name is Nathan Nakar. May we have a Nathan?
Hi.
Nate Nakar.
Hi,
Sorry. Hi.
Erica. Thanks for
Hi.
having me.
Good afternoon.
Thanks to the 81 Radio. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you also for accepting my invitation to talk today.
Definitely.
So Nate, where you graduated from and how you got to being the CEO and co-founder of Gorilla 360.
Right. Well, so I graduated in 2014. I graduated from CSB. I took Constant Diplomatic Affairs. So it's really more in international politics. But I worked for a while, right? I worked for a while. It wasn't really a full-time job, but I tried to work in this finance company. But then I realized that the whole startup technology game was where I wanted to be in. The reason why is because the growth of startups in Southeast Asia is moving at a very, very fast rate, right? Like the Philippines, in terms of the number of tech companies booming in the Philippines, you can tell that with a lot of these different like online e-commerce players, right? So that was one thing that I wanted to do. And so I started out with one tech company before Gorilla 360 with my previous partners. But then, so it's basically the same services. Right? We built different websites, mobile applications, basically digital services for different clients, right? And then my partners in that business decided to pursue other things, and I did as well. And so a few years later, I think around 5 years later, I decided to work with my partner now, Randolph Yu, and we built Gorilla 360 together.
That's great. That's good. It's really nice to hear, stories of the youth coming up with different ideas and trying to adapt to today's society. So, what is Gorilla 360? What kind of services do you offer to your client?
So Gorilla 360 is a business solutions provider, right? So essentially what we do is that we provide a suite of different solutions catering to different clients, from healthcare to logistics to manpower, human resource companies. So what we do is that we work with different companies and we try to understand what their problems are and what we can do to automate certain issues. So take, for example, if you are a brick and mortar company looking to sell online, looking to make a dent online, right? You consult with people like us. We work with you on the strategy, like on the strategy level, on the business side, and most especially on building that platform, right? We also do a lot of outsourcing projects for different companies, both in the Philippines and outside of the Philippines. So we deal with, it's pretty much bespoke and customized depending on what the client needs.
Okay. So do you target a specific type of company, or are you open to any companies?
Well, so it really depends. We normally only really take on a project if we feel that it's mutually beneficial. On our end, it's really about long-term growth. So we don't necessarily use like an industry per se, or like a type of service as our metric to say whether we want to accept a client. It's really about the longevity of the relationship, because we consider all of our clients as strategic partners in a way. Because of a lot of the deals that we do with clients involves like revenue share projects, right? So if, let's say, for example, I'll give you an example. One client of ours in the healthcare space here in the Philippines, we're building them a, a, a a booking system for their doctors, for example, right? Or right, we also sell their memberships online for their healthcare services, and we have a strategic partnership there, right? Not necessarily like an equity partnership, but really more on like we help them digitalize their services. Another arrangement can also be when we work with different clients is we build them like a business process, and we have like a BPO just for their um, staff, right? So they outsource their staff to the Philippines, and then we're the ones who build and manage that. So it's really very customized, right? And we focus on the long-term relationship with the client.
Okay. So, given everything that's happening right now, as
Yeah,
CEO and co-founder,
right,
how is your company coping up with the whole ECQ, MECQ situation in the
right,
Philippines?
right. I mean, I think because we're very used to having an office. We have close to, I believe, 20 people right now. I think we're 18 officially, um, not including Randolph and myself. No, and so we were very used to just working with our team members, with our employees, in the office. Instant validation. You can brainstorm with your team, but then I guess the issue that we're facing quite a lot now is that they also have their own responsibilities at home, right? They have to take care of their families. They have to cook. They have to go grocery shopping. So it's been quite difficult, right? I have to say, but we definitely understand. It can't be helped, right? As much as possible, we just try to adapt, right? And then we work with our clients and letting them know that it's not as easy. So yeah, it's quite difficult. But
Okay.
digital, like we're essentially a tech company, so I mean, working online it's also okay. We meet every day, so
Yeah.
all these platforms enable us to work well. So it's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. I was actually about to ask you, maybe you could share like what your daily schedule with them is like.
Sure. So I wake up at around depends. Sometimes I wake up at 7 a.m. But most of the time it's around 8:30, and then we have a morning. We call it the daily stand up. So we have DSU, a daily stand up with like all of our team members, right? Because we have different team members handling specific clients, right? And so myself and Randolph and also our director Mark, we work with everyone. We get a brief of all the projects so far, like everything that's been accomplished, right? So we do that, and then normally all throughout the day already, it's all client meetings, and then meetings also with the employees. Yeah.
So, with regards to your clients,
Yeah.
so far, they're still, how do I say this? They're still like adapting as well. Like your relationship, how is your relationship now with your clients? Do you feel that it's stronger or is it just the same?
It's 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 That's a good question actually. Well, I'd say it would depend, right? Because for some clients now they feel a lot more pressure to get things done,
Mm.
right? So the pressure, gets we're the ones feeling the pressure with them also, right? And that's okay because we're strategic partners as I mentioned. But for some clients also it's been tough on their end and it's affected their business. And so we as a solutions provider have to adjust. So with a lot of our clients also we've been giving like leeway in terms of payment terms and in terms of providing some clients discounts also, things like that. So yeah, we have to adjust.
Hmm. That's true. That's I guess that's like the word for today. Really adjust.
Adjust.
Everybody right now is adjusting, is adapting to what's happening right now. But so how about you though, Nate? Where were you when you found out that the that Metro Manila is gonna go on a lockdown? Do you still
I think
remember?
I was I was probably with my business partner Randolph, and then we were deciding what to do. We were coming up with plans on how we were going to execute this thing. Yeah, I was I'm all for it. I think it's a must, right? I think it's a must. I think it's it's a global standard. That's what all the countries are doing, and so yeah, I'm all for it. We just all have to adjust. It's going to affect a lot of people, and a lot of people have been affected. The economy's been affected, right? Small businesses like myself also, right? But I think at this point there really is no other way. But I think we should work more on like the mass testing. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm okay. It's a must.
Yeah.
This ECQ.
Okay. So, as co-founder and CEO of Guerrilla 360, do you already have a plan, let's say, after the whole ECQ?
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna slowly go back to the office, or will you still keep this set up?
So now that our team's getting, well, I wouldn't say we're getting bigger. We're slowly getting there. We have close to 20 employees already. So what we're gonna be doing, and our office is not really that big. It's probably about 50 square meters. So we're going to, it's gonna half of the people are gonna, they're gonna be having the like MW. Some people are MWF. Some people are Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So we're going to slowly integrate them. We're not gonna all go to the office all at once. Even the partners in the company, the directors like myself, Randolph, and Mark, we're not always gonna be there together. So it's pretty much divide and conquer for everyone in Guerrilla 360. Yeah.
Okay. How about in terms of handling the clients? Do you have a protocol for that, especially after the lockdown?
Yeah, we're dealing with clients now. A lot of our meetings are gonna have to be online because a lot of the employees also commute, right? And so I don't want to expose both my employees and myself as well, right? We don't want to do that as much as possible. So we're definitely gonna have more online meetings as opposed to physical meetings. But definitely, like we're all of our everyone in all the members of Guerrilla 360, they're all gonna be equipped with the masks and gloves, all the essential things they need to, on a daily basis.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, thanks for sharing
Thank
your
you.
thoughts and your opinions. I mean, I'm sure everyone was curious to know how you'd handle as CEO, and I think so far you're handling it pretty well. So
Okay.
props to you. All right. So we're gonna go on break for a few minutes, but don't leave just yet. We have two more guests. The next guest will be somewhat interesting. So we'll be back after a few announcements. Okay, we're still on live. Okay, so
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist. So you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want and avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benda, Pinoy e-commerce, made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
All right, and now we're back. Okay, hold on. I just got something. Oh, okay. No, this is literally a special delivery just now. Look, it's sprinkles, you guys. Anyways, I just want to say thanks to my best friend Trish Penson and Tita Tracy and the whole Penson family. Thank you so much. I'm looking for sponsors. Joke lang. Okay. All right. So for our next guest, we have Justine Narciso. She is a freelance performer, theater actress. Hello, Justine.
Hi, Erica. Thank you so much for having me here on V81 Radio.
Thank you also for, of course, accepting my invitation to be on the show. Super excited to talk to you, actually, because
Yeah?
being in the art scene, that's something
Oh,
different.
yeah.
Yeah. So tell us something about yourself, where you graduated and how you got to your to what you're doing today.
Okay, sure. So, hi, everyone. My name is Justine Narciso, and I am a musical theater performer. The project that I was last involved in was actually Tabing Ilog the Musical with ABS-CBN. So, unfortunately, due to the ECQ, we had to kind of move our show dates. We only had our opening weekend before we could really show everyone what the show is going to be about. But yeah, I've been in theater for about 2 years already. 2 years, so not that long. And I actually consider myself to be very lucky because once you start out in the theater industry, it involves a lot of rejections because you really have to keep trying and trying. But that's the thing, you start with trying. Every audition that you do is a step towards that dream for people who want to be a part of this industry. And it's an amazing industry, sometimes small, but I'm grateful to be a part of it. I especially want to shout out to Repertory Philippines because Rep was Rep was the first company that I worked for professionally for theater. So thank you, Repertory Philippines, for having me as your Rapunzel, for Rapunzel, A Very Hairy Fairy Tale, and as well as Maria Blanca for The Quest for the Adarna. So both shows were actually at Greenbelt. I'm not sure if people were able to watch, but we had like 5-month run for it. 5 months in the theater. It's crazy. Yeah, but of course, I just want to also shout out to the roots of my theater journey, which is to Ateneo Blue Repertory. So I graduated from Ateneo in 2017. I'll be honest. And it was great. I started in my 3rd year, so junior year, doing theater, and I was kind of thrown into it. I didn't really expect that I could make a living out of it. I always considered it to be something like on the side or a hobby. So I'm very, very proud to say that I am a full-time theater performer.
Wow, that's really great. You mentioned you were with Repertory Philippines, right? How
Yeah.
long have you worked with them?
So I started with Rep in 2018. So pretty much my entire journey in theater has been with Repertory. I've done 4 productions with Rep and then a few sideline projects with them. So with Rep, I was first cast as Rapunzel for A Very Hairy Fairy Tale. And then I was also cast in the next, not a musical, but it was actually a stage play. So no singing, no dancing. It was very different for me to do a straight play like that. But I really enjoyed it, and I got to work with theater veterans, Ode Hemora, Jaime Del Mundo, so many people, and of course Sir Teroy de Guzman. So I really, really was in awe, and I learned so much from them. And after that, I went to Quest for the Adarna, which was also a musical. So back to my roots. I really love singing and dancing. So doing just acting was difficult, but I felt like I learned a lot. And finally, I did and closed Stage Kiss. And I just want to say that I'm very, very lucky to have closed Stage Kiss because it was right before the quarantine started. So the minute we ended Stage Kiss, that's when they announced the whole COVID crisis and thoughts about going into lockdown. So it was a very scary time.
Yeah. You mentioned a while ago, I'm just really curious. Huh? You mentioned a while ago that you were going to release Tabing Ilog. Am I correct?
Yes. Actually, I was doing Tabing Ilog the same time Stage Kiss was being shown. So I was juggling the performances and the rehearsals. So going to Makati and the north back and forth. It was crazy. But Tabing Ilog had just had their opening weekend. I did one show, one performance that opening weekend. And then we were in the midst of the after the show, we have like a post group talk about how it went, what we can do next time, and they made the announcement that there was going to be a quarantine. So back then, we didn't even have an idea that it would be this long, 2 months. We were thinking, oh, maybe it'll be like this for a couple of weeks, and then during these weeks we can just plan out different ideas we have in mind for Tabing Ilog. But no, end of the day, it's been 2 months already. Almost 76 days, I think. 76 days in quarantine.
Yeah. So, before the whole quarantine, what was your life like being a theater actress and being a performer? Maybe you could give us like a day-to-day schedule or like a play-by-play on what your life was like. Because I'm also curious.
Well, actually, when, for example, with musical theater, children's theater happens for 5 months, but we rehearse for 2 months before that. So from July to August, that's our rehearsal period for children's theater. For Adarna, it was especially long because it was an original Filipino musical for Repertory, one of the very first. So very, very proud to be a part of that. And it had original songs. It was an original script by Ronnie Fortich and Tita Luna. So what happened was every Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That was our schedule. then breaks on Saturdays and Sundays. So effectively, I was a morning person because
Okay.
you had to be there as early as 10 a.m. to make sure you're not late, because if you're late, you won't get paid. Like, we're very, very strict about being on time in theater, very ethical about it. And once performances start, we can have as much as 4 performances in a single day. So,
Wow.
yeah, and I actually want to shout out as well to my alternates for Maria Blanca. So that's Cara Barredo and Alex Reyes and Jillian Itaas, because without them, I don't think I would have survived Adarna, because you really have to juggle these alternates. So a show like children's theater that happens 4 times a day. So you have like a 10 a.m. show, a 1 p.m. show, a 3 p.m. show, and then a 7 p.m. show. Like, you can't do all 4 shows, especially when they're demanding of physical movement, dancing, singing at the same time. So totally insane. And children's theater, we're lucky to have alternates in it. So we can juggle the schedules.
That's crazy. 4 shows a day. I mean, I can't really imagine doing that. Oh, just side cuento. I grew up dancing ballet.
Oh my
So
goodness!
I'm used to performing as well, but I don't remember dancing. Well, I mean, because I wasn't in Ballet Philippines or whatever, but I
Yeah.
can't imagine how. Okay, actually, how do you stay in shape? Like, how do you make sure that you're healthy? Because 4 times a day and then just like every day. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you do? And look, you look so good. Can I just say you still look so good? So
No, and not just that, but if you have like a 10 a.m. show, your call time is always 2 hours before. So you have to be in the theater by 8 a.m. And I live in QC, and Greenbelt is in Makati. So plus the traffic, you can only imagine how long it takes for me to get to work. But it's really it's the passion that you have for it that makes you wake up every morning. You're like, okay, I'm gonna perform today. I'm gonna tell this story today. I'm gonna make children happy today. They're gonna learn a lot about Ibong Adarna or any other show that we present really on the stage, because it's a medium for that. It's a learning lesson for all of these kids to witness this and experience it live. That's the best part about theater, that it's live. Just like this live stream or this radio station, everything's live. Everything's a performance. So, sorry, what was your question again?
okay. I know I got so into the conversation too, but no, my question was, I just want to know, like, how do you stay in shape given that
Right.
you have
Yeah.
all these
Oh, God.
rehearsals and all these shows every
I just
day?
had flashbacks to like all the, because I lost my voice October doing Adarna. It was really tough. And you usually have to give your shows to your alternates if you want to rest, and I really had to rest. But to take care of yourself, you drink so much vitamin C. Baroka was my best friend. Every morning, Baroka. I take my regular vitamins as well. Drink lots of water. Every time that we're done performing on stage, every second we get backstage, it's straight to the water. Exactly like what you're doing right now. So we have to drink lots of water, and also stay in shape. So aside from the grueling task of performing on stage and singing and dancing at the same time, you also have to take some time out of your day when you don't have shows to continuously work out and keep staying fit, just to keep moving. The minute you lose that agency or that passion to stay fit, oh, the harder it'll be to climb back up to when you could sing and dance at the same time. So
I'm sure. What made you decide to pursue being a theater actress or a performer?
I'm actually not sure if I was made to. I was very lucky. Like it happened as a chance. I have been exposed to theater before. I took some workshops. I used to sing a lot when I was a kid growing up. But I think what really happened was Blue Rep. So Ateneo Blue Rep, and I stumbled upon their those org rec weeks in college when they're all screaming at you to come join their organization. And I was actually doing a radio show in Ateneo before, Magis Radio. Yeah.
Wow.
And I interviewed a Blue Rep performance. I think they were doing breakups and breakdowns. So it was breakups and breakdowns. And after that, there was a one of the performers, Alex Masupol, so AM. He approached me and said, "Hey, maybe you should join Blue Rep too." And he'd be the person at the table calling at me and saying, "Justine, it's you, come over here, come on, join." And I was like, ah, and I got pressured. So it was peer pressure that got me to do theater. So I was like, oh no. So I signed up for an audition. I had no idea what I was signing up for. And then that was that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a cute story. Okay. So a while ago, we talked about. Okay, sorry. Okay, there. My screen. All right. So we talked about your life before the lockdown. Okay, so you were
Yeah.
going from QC to Makati, 4 performances a day. How about now? What
Oh,
is your life like? Maybe you could, compare from before.
yeah, because the thing is, when I wasn't doing shows, I also had weekend sideline stuff. So that's the thing about being a freelancer. Any work that you can get is a blessing and also very much appreciated. But at the end of the day, you're always waiting for the next thing. And now that we're here and stuck in quarantine, I feel like I'm not waiting for anything. If anything, I'm just waiting for it to be over because I miss the stage. I miss being able to perform again. But even once ECQ is over, there's no guarantee of that because people are going to be afraid to go to theaters. They're going to be afraid to be in contact with anything or anyone that they don't know. So all the more watching things live, concerts, going to the mall, even something as simple as that, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be as simple. There's a new normal for sure. And during this quarantine, I mentioned a while ago how theater people have to stay fit, right? It's tough. I can't go to the gym, so I try to work out here at home, but there's nothing really motivating me here at home either because I'm stuck in the same place every day for 24 hours. And the only thing that really changes, and I'm very lucky to say this, but right before the quarantine began, I was seeing ads all over EDSA about this thing called Kumu. It's a live streaming thing, and I decided to join it and see what would happen there. And surprisingly, it's become one of my amazing sources of income right now, and I'm grateful to Kumu. It's a great live streaming app, and I invited some of my followers to come watch. I hope they're here too, watching, making a difference. So,
I love it. I love Kumu. I'm also on Kumu.
oh my gosh, we should have a stream together on Kumu.
We should. Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been so blessed to have Kumu. So that's one way that I've been earning. Another is I like to draw, so I also take commissions every now and then to draw stuff. But it's the most that we can do now that we're only stuck in one place with limited resources. And I'm one of the luckier people because there are some people who are involved in theater that aren't always in the spotlight, that don't have that following, or that much support. Like especially our stage managers or our lights team, tech team. They're having the costume designers. What are they doing now, right? There's not much that they can do because there's no work being provided for them for the theater. So actually, I want to give a shout out as well to Open House Fundraiser. So Repertory was part of Open House Fundraiser. We did a quarantine tea party for our little princesses all around the Philippines, where they could just join us, dress up for tea, and it was a part of a way to raise funds for those who have been displaced during this quarantine. So it's been a great experience being involved in something like that. And I also want to say thank you to you for allowing me to have a voice to make a difference as well here on B81 Radio.
Of course. I mean, yeah, that's why I have this show to begin with. It's really for the people, especially the youth, to listen to you guys, to listen to your voices, and hopefully, they get inspired or I mean, our voices, they really make a difference. No
Yeah.
matter how old we are, how young we are, it really does make a difference.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a while ago about this being the new normal. What is the new normal for theater actors and actresses? I've seen a couple of like online shows a bit. I mean, okay, I watched when they released Ang Huling El Bimbo for like
Yeah.
2 days. Yeah, I watched that. And I've never I it's sad because I've never seen it live. That was the first time I've seen it.
Hmm.
But people are trying to, that's what Nate said a while ago, people are trying to adapt.
Yeah.
So how are you guys adapting to what's happening now?
Well, so part of what the open house fundraiser has done, as you probably noticed, live streaming is a perfect platform for theater people because everything is also live and happening in the moment. So it's like you're my scene partner right now. I'm improvising on what you're giving me. The
Mhm.
energy, the questions, whatever you give me, I'm giving it back. And the thing is, when you're in theater and you're performing, that's what the audience helps us with. That synergy, that energy between the performer and the audience. And it's been rough because when you're part of a live stream and maybe it's just you and you don't really have anyone to talk to, you're just talking to a camera, recording yourself or anything. There's no, it becomes hard to reach out to someone there because you're not actually sure if anyone's really there watching or listening to you. But what's important is being able to speak and say something about it. And Open House Fundraiser has been using this avenue of live streaming as a platform to have theater people get their voices heard. So a lot of very famous and talented performers have been on various open house fundraiser streams where they just do different performances live because that's what we do. Everything is live and in the moment. So even the mistakes are part of the live stream, like that's something that I miss about theater because if you watch a show at 3 p.m., if you watch the matinee, it's going to be very different from the evening show that other people are going to watch. There could have been a mistake that happened on that show that's not going to happen in the next show. And another thing is, yes, people have been putting out their bootlegs or their videos of the shows that they performed in previous years. I'm crossing my fingers because I'd really, really like for any of the shows to be featured online too.
I know,
But
I'm looking for like I know they also released, was it Phantom, right?
I think there were a bunch, and I just also know
Yeah,
that Hamilton is coming out on Disney Plus too,
I
like
heard.
in
Yeah.
July. So
Mm.
there's really as much as this kind of content is being available to everyone right now, and that this is the new normal, I hope that once this is all over, and maybe a year or two from now, you guys are no longer afraid to approach the theater, and that you continue to support Philippine theater and keep watching these beautiful shows because so many have been canceled, like moved to next year maybe, but like Anna in the Tropics, that was canceled, and Next to Normal, which was really devastating. My brother was in that, and I really wanted to watch it, but I was busy and I didn't have the time until suddenly the quarantine, and then nothing, right? So we Rep has also moved Carousel and a bunch of other shows to next year. So there's still that lineup to look forward to, but no guarantee of people actually coming to the theater because of what this virus and this pandemic has done.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to the viewers out there, please continue to support the whole Philippine art industry. I mean, actually, before the lockdown, I got two free ballet tickets. I just can't remember what show. Yeah. So I was so excited because being a ballerina, I still love watching ballet. So it's really sad. I was really looking forward to that, but things like this, it happens unexpectedly. So given that, what are your thoughts on the whole ECQ, MECQ, GCQ that's happening right now in our country?
Well, I mentioned a while ago that it's been like 76 days, right, for the Philippines right now. If you guys didn't know, Wuhan was also under quarantine and lockdown for 76 days as well. And once May 17th hits, it's going to be 77 days, way longer than Wuhan, where it actually originated. And why? It's because of mass testing. We do not have mass testing. And if the numbers say the numbers say everything. There's not enough people being able to be tested to see. And then I think I saw some tweets kanina where people found out that part of their 10 people in their frontliners actually had, because they were all asymptomatic, but they had no idea because they hadn't been tested. And yet we have modified ECQ. People are roaming around asymptomatic. No one knows if they're going to be affected, and then they will be producing symptoms. They will be affected. So until we see the numbers that Singapore, Taiwan, and all these other countries, Japan, South Korea, have been doing, then we won't be experiencing the same results. And in my opinion, as much as I want to go out there and start doing things again, if we don't do mass testing right now, what's the point of releasing this ECQ, this quarantine, if we're only going to be released into a world that hasn't obliterated COVID-19? So those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot lately. I've been seeing a lot of posts more. It's more on mass testing right now compared to a month ago. Some of them were waiting for the ECQ to be lifted, and then now I think a lot of people are realizing that, okay, we do need mass testing here in the Philippines.
Yeah, and they promised us that they would start mass testing April 14th. It's May 16. So it's been a month. There's still no news about it. And I'm just scared that we're all going to be left waiting in the dust and no action is actually going to happen. And only harm is going to be done to this country.
Yeah. I do hope, they actually push for that really soon. Our country really needs it. So we could hopefully move forward. But then again, we also have to, I think the word for today is adapt. We have to really, this is still the new normal, whether there's mass testing or there's, or not. Going out, wearing masks, wearing gloves, that's the new normal. Working from home and all that. So, yeah. But thank you, Justine, for sharing your thoughts.
You're very
it was
welcome.
really, really nice talking to you. I got to know more about you. So we are gonna go on break again, but do not leave just yet. We have one more guest for today. So we'll be right back after these few announcements.
Making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio. PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. Dahil mahal namin kayo. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
All right, now we are back on Making a Difference. For those who are just tuning in now, don't worry, we haven't missed out on a lot. We still have one more guest, but I've interviewed two guests already. We had Nate Nakar. He is the CEO and co-founder of Guerrilla 360 Integrated Solutions. So they're a tech company. They provide services to different companies here in the Philippines. And I've also interviewed Justine Narciso. She is a freelance performer, theater actress. She has done a couple of shows, but we got to see how the virus right now is affecting Nate's company and how it's affecting Justine's career. So we have one more guest. I have one more guest to interview. Her name is Gabrielle Tanyada. She is the head of communications and visibility for Assist. Hello, Gabrielle, or Gabby.
Hi there. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Erica. This is such a great lineup of guests, and it gives us a chance from every sector to really share about what we're doing to make a difference.
Yeah, I know. It's actually, today's show is actually pretty exciting. Like I was honestly excited to hear what you guys, have to say about the whole ECQ and all that. But before we get into that, maybe you could tell the viewers something about yourself, where you graduated from and how you got to working for Assist.
Sure thing. So I'm Gabrielle Tanyada. I graduated from the College of St. Benil, studying Consular and Diplomatic Affairs. I immediately started working for Assist, which is an NGO, Asia Society for Social Improvement and Sustainable Transformation. We do a lot of capacity building projects across various sectors like education, environment, agriculture, and more. We're currently exploring a lot of solutions to the COVID crisis, such as assisting our frontliners, helping out with emergency response. But it's a work in progress. If I can shout out, we're also interested, if you are interested, in interning or volunteering with us, there are opportunities.
Oh, great. Yeah, actually, I've been seeing that for Assist. So, sorry, Gabby, this is your first job, am I correct?
Yes.
At the college.
How long? I've been here for about 3 years.
3 years. Wow, that's pretty long.
For a
Pretty long.
millennial.
Well, yeah. All right. So you mentioned a while ago that Assist is now trying to come up with different solutions or different programs. Maybe you could share a few that you could talk about what Assist is doing.
So majority of these programs and projects are actually work in progress. But one example that I can share right now is something called Master of Disaster. So it's a board game that we can use as an educational tool to teach kids, players, adults, whoever, about disaster response and preparedness. So one thing that we're considering is adapting that board game to actually include pandemics, because there are many different disasters that we face these days, especially. And if it's fun to learn, then it's a great tool to use.
Okay, so wait, okay, board game, meaning
Yes,
like Monopoly, Snakes and Ladders, kind of board
pretty
game.
much. Travel across the board, learn about the most common disasters in the Philippines because it is localized. It's in English, Tagalog, and Taglish. Ooh,
Okay,
yes.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like a good way to get the attention of the children. You know, you have to again see, the word of the day is really adapt. Okay,
Yeah.
that is the word of the day, adapt. All right. So, what was your life like before the lockdown? Like, maybe you could tell us what you do exactly as head of communications and visibility.
Sure. So, as communications and visibility head, I help coordinate a lot of the reporting on the projects. So, tracking what's going on, the impact that we're achieving for our beneficiaries and stakeholders. So, for instance, I could say that for Master of Disaster, the board game, in the past year, we were able to distribute more than 1,000 board games to various schools in the Philippines and help with the local communities and local government units deliver disaster preparedness trainings in collaboration with youth leaders, fire departments, and more. So that's something that's been really exciting in the past year. Beyond that, I also help support the preparation of these assets that we can use to promote projects like this.
Okay.
And this is part of my job, speaking about it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Now it's getting kind of clear. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting a gist of what you do. So do you are you also on the field?
Sometimes, if I'm lucky, I get to visit and then interview the beneficiaries themselves. But
Okay.
we have a specific department that handles project management and implementation.
Oh, okay, I see. So have you ever visited at least once?
Yes, mostly events though. I was actually support for one of the trainings for Master of Disaster. I helped teach kids about how to play the game and then quiz them at the end. So
Oh,
that was
that's
really fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Where was this? Sorry.
I think it was a barangay in QC.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
if
So
I remember correctly.
here in the metro, but this I just want to talk more about the sorry, Master of Disaster. Am I right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
So the have you distributed it outside the metro, or so far it's just here within the metro?
We've distributed it outside. The way it works is that we actually partner with private companies. So, for instance, we partnered in the past year with Cemex, and we also got a partnership with the Red Cross, the Filipino Red Cross, to distribute it in Cebu too.
Oh, okay. So what's the farthest province this Master of Disaster has been to? Or like,
You're really testing me if I can recall it straight from my
I'm sorry,
memory.
sorry. No, I'm
Um,
just really curious.
and my Philippine geography. Oh my goodness.
Um,
Maybe it's Cebu, but I know that we've also developed a version in Ilocano. So Ilocos
really?
also.
Wow. Okay, so it's really, I mean, that we have to, what you call this? We have to really get to those students.
Yeah,
I
far
mean, like,
flyers.
and there are a lot of kids who honestly have the heart to learn. So props to
Mm,
Assist for doing
thank you.
this. I hope I get to see how the board game looks like. I'm just really, maybe you could try to explain it, like how does it work? Is it like a snakes and
Sure.
ladders?
Yeah. Maybe we could also play it together sometime. I'm sure I can borrow a copy. But
Okay.
I just remembered a further place that we've actually sent Master of Disaster to, and that's one of our country offices in India. So that's the furthest it's been.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That's like yeah.
The way you play the game is that there are about 6 players max on the board, and as you travel across the board, you face many different disasters. The most common disasters, which are typhoons, earthquakes, fires, and floods.
Mhm.
As you face these disasters, you can either face them alone or face them with your fellow players, and they have the opportunity to save you by contributing the correct response to the disaster. Like, for instance, in the middle of the flood, is it better to go out or stay indoors?
Okay.
What are you supposed to do? And that's how the education is incorporated into the game itself.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay. Now I
you can
really get
also
it.
buy it online.
Oh, really?
We
You sell it?
deliver right
Where
now.
where online? Like what platform?
You can order it through Gaming Library or through the Assist Facebook page, and we coordinate everything.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, yeah. We should play that one time. Okay, just
Yeah,
for
for
the
sure.
viewers, Gabby is actually my college best friend. Yeah, so that's why we seem pretty close. But anyways, okay. So given the whole lockdown, the whole quarantine, ECQ, MECQ, GCQ, what is your life like right now? What maybe you could share like a day to day your day to day schedule working for Assist.
So, unfortunately for me, my office typically is, sorry, my work is typically office based. So I can still do most of it from home instead of going out to the field. But my fellow colleagues don't have that opportunity if they're field based. So I can still sign on to our platform 8 to 5 like that every day, every weekday. But it is a challenge because our activities are limited. Some of them. Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
since we aren't able to directly meet with our beneficiaries, we aren't able to deliver the impact that we want to see. And it's tough to manage. Again, like you said, we're trying to adapt.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you have to be able to learn how to manage it. But what are your thoughts on the whole ECQ, MECQ, GCQ, all the CQs?
I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what our previous guest said about mass testing.
Right.
It's important to maintain discipline during the quarantine, even when it's over. Even though we are sort of under a modified quarantine in Manila, we have to be vigilant about social distancing, maintaining hygiene and cleanliness throughout, even when this is all over. But
Right.
it's also important to understand that we can't let ourselves buckle under the anxiety or the worry that this may be causing. We have to stay hopeful because there will be a vaccine and we will survive this eventually. We'll learn to adapt and survive.
Right.
How about you? How is it going over there? You have this radio show.
Oh, okay. It's the first time I've been asked a question, but I like it. Okay, sorry, what was your question?
What do you think about the whole situation and how are you learning to adapt?
Okay. What do I think about the whole situation? This is something new to all of us, especially our generation, because we're not used to this. We're not used to staying at home. We're not
Hmm.
used to working. Well, maybe there are some who are used to working from home, but again, we're all not used to this. So for me, I mean, okay, for the viewers, just to sidetrack a bit, I used to be homeschooled. I grew up studying at home. So I am actually kind of used to it. I just started leaving the house, of course, when I went to college, and then I started working and all that. So I'm pretty used to staying at home. How am I doing? I'm pretty okay. I'm taking this time actually to really take a step back, because I'm really the type to do something. Like, I'm doing so much, and you know that. Like,
Right.
I'm always on my feet. So during this time, I told myself, okay, you know what? I need to take a step back and really focus on how do I say it? Focus on working on myself. I've been working on myself physically,
Oh,
mentally,
same.
even spiritually. Yeah. So I'm trying to look at this from a positive perspective. We have to try. We have to try to look at this in a positive way. Besides on that, I've been working actually. Well, with VAT1, they just got me. So again, thank you so much, VAT1 Radio. I'm so happy to be part of this family. And this is what I've been busy with. Besides on that, I also work for Wonder Sky. Wonder Sky is a retail brand. Actually, you can check them out. I'm actually about to start also going on Instagram live for them. So that's what. But again, I've never been out of the house. I think I only went out once, and it was a complete ghost town.
Yeah.
So this is really something different. Everybody is challenged, not just us, but you know, people in charge. They're really challenged. This is really challenging. I cannot imagine if I were in their position. You know, me too. I'd be very rattled. But so far, we got this. We can do this together. We just have to really work together, really
Yeah.
work with one another. Again, I know I mentioned this. I was actually interviewed before by Tita Gracie, who also has a show here on V81 Radio. And I said the same thing. And I'm going to say the same thing. Just if we're going to go out, um, social distancing, guys, masks, all that, we have to, we can't just think about ourselves. We have to think
Right.
about other people as well. We have to think of our families, our mom, dad, lolo, lola, titos, and titas. So we have to really be careful and just yeah, think about others. So thank you for asking me that question.
You're welcome. And hey, congratulations on all your endeavors. There's so many.
I spoke too long, but um, thanks for that, Gabby. But anyway, so um, going back to you, yeah, mass testing, I guess right now is really important. Everybody's waiting for that,
Hmm.
for the whole mass testing, and yeah, just by staying safe. If we don't need to go out, just stay at home. You know,
I agree. I guess
yeah.
that's also a takeaway from your show, besides adapting, is that regardless of what sector you're in, what age you are, how big or small you feel, you can make a difference. And that difference can be good or bad depending on how conscious you are of the
Hmm,
change you make and you can impact.
I
So,
love that. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for sharing that, Gabby. That was really nice. I hope everybody heard that and understood that. But we have a question. I just here by NNM, Miss Gabrielle. How much is the game board and where can we order? Okay, so someone's asking.
So it's actually the retail price is 2,500 pesos. You
Okay.
can buy it, like I mentioned before, on Gaming Library or through contacting us on Facebook. But I know that we are selling it at a discounted rate now and with free delivery if you do it through Facebook.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
No, I will check that out. Actually, after the show, I'm gonna check it out.
Hey, it's a
All right.
good gift.
I I know. I mean, it will also be good to give it to, like, if you have like nieces and nephews
Oh,
or
yeah,
cousins. That would be
absolutely.
really great. Yeah, but also learning as a family too. That would be nice.
Mm.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you so much, Gabby, for sharing your insight. Actually, before we end, I wanna invite our two other guests. Maybe we could call back Nate Nakar and Justin Narciso. Let's all be on the screen together. There we go.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi
everyone.
again.
We are now on screen all together.
Yeah.
Okay, before our last words, I'd like to read out a few comments if we could flash them. Let's flash some comments. I've been reading some. There are some like go. Okay, are we gonna flash some? There we go. Okay, so
You saw that.
you guys already answered that. Maybe we can move to the next comment. What? There's actually quite a few, honestly. Um, okay. Paolo Polanco. Ang galing. Justin Narciso and Gabriel Tanyada.
Paolo.
Thank you.
How do you I mean like how do you guys know each other? Okay, there. Nice to hear Justine, very optimistic, and yes, can't wait to watch your shows. Actually, I do want to see Justine live. I
She's
would
great.
I
Definitely
hope
watch all of them.
You
Oh,
should
yeah.
invite us to one of your shows, Justine.
yeah. Maybe we'll read. Okay. Congratulations, Mr. Nakar. Wondering if you're related to Mr. Don Don Nakar. Who
Hi.
is Don Don Nakar?
I have no idea. He's my
I guess
dad.
that answers the
Whoever
question.
He's your
whoever
dad.
asked that. Don Donakar is my dad.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
okay. So you
Oh,
are.
okay. Oh, again, congratulations to Nate on his business venture. You are indeed doing well with 20 employees.
Thank you so
Wonderful
much.
work. Linda Mison. Linda Mison is my
Kudos.
lola.
Salamat. Thank
My
you
family
po.
is really, yeah, but
Thank you.
yes, I agree with that. Maybe one more comment. If yeah, would love to watch you someday. Just
Aw.
Oh, she's so
Linda.
sweet.
Oh, it's my lola
I'll
again.
get,
Yeah.
I'll get you guys free tickets to come and watch.
Oh.
Actually, she's in the States right now. I'm surprised that she's still awake. Hi, Lola. I hope you're okay
Oh,
over there.
support.
She just went back to the
Support
States.
yan.
Yeah, super supportive.
Family is
And
the best
even when
support.
she was here, my whole family is basically. But
Oh.
okay. There's one more. Rashid. Just tuning in. We'll have to watch the replay. Yes, watch the
Please.
replay. Today was actually pretty fun. Pretty
Is it not
laid
usually?
Usually, no, not well, kind of. But then I've been
We're the
interviewing
fun bunch.
people, so you know. All right. So before we go, do you guys have any last words, or like tips to the viewers? Shout outs if you have. Maybe you can start again with Nate. Any
Yeah.
last words? Yeah.
Well, I
Can you
was
sing for us?
I really what Gabby said in her interview really resonated well with me. No matter who you are, there's always a way to help. And you can help in your own way. You know, you can as simple as cooking food at home to be sent over to the guards in your village, or people who are frontliners. They don't necessarily have to be medical personnel. People working in banks, people working in the supermarkets, the ones who expose themselves, who are exposed to keep you to basically offer their services for you, right? So yeah, there's many ways you can help out the community. I'd like to shout out everyone from Gorilla 360. Hi guys. Shout out to my business partners, Randolph Yu, Mark Segal. I want to shout out to my mom. Hi mom. My girlfriend who's watching. Rhea. Hi.
Hi.
All my family members. I don't know if my dad's watching, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't,
And also,
don't.
by the way, I'm trying to be an artist also, like a little side thing. So if you guys wanna,
Oh.
I think I saw someone ask a question if I knew how to sing. Yeah, you can
read
search
it right
on
now. I'm reading it.
Spotify.
Maybe you could somewhat sing like a short line.
I have a really bad sore throat, but you can check me out on Spotify under Nate Solomon. So
Okay.
if you guys want to listen to some chill music, I'm not that good. I'm okay. I'm trying it out. I'm just trying it out. It's just a new
Okay,
hobby. But yeah, and thanks again a lot for V81 Radio and Erica Mison for having me here. Really fun stuff. Thank you.
Thank you also so much. Yeah, people want you to sing apparently, but I guess he just a
Justine
lie,
can sing.
just a lie.
Just search it. Nate Solomon.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, check out Nate Solomon on Spotify. He's on Spotify. Really good music. Thank you, Nate. How about Justine? Any last
I
words?
also want to shout out to my family for all their support and for being one of those families that actually encourage you to continue and pursue theater because that's uncommon. And I also want to shout out to Anton Peralta. Thank you for watching, Anton. And also to my Kumu followers because I just want to, in case they're tuned in, a lot of them individually have been doing amazing work for their barangays frontliners, like individually. So, yeah, and I actually have a couple of messages sometimes every now and then because Kumu had a Care to Share campaign that was raising money for frontliners. So everyone involved in that was helping in their very small ways. Some just accumulating enough donations to be able to give their own versions of relief goods to everyone that's working for their barangay and all the frontliners. Shout out to you, po. Thank you for all your hard work, especially during the CDCQ. You are doing amazing work, and you are so very brave. Thank you for fighting for us as we continue to live our lives in the comfort of our own homes. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you. Thank you also. How about Gabrielle Tanyada?
Yes. I want to make a shout out to also my boyfriend who supports me always. And to my family who's probably watching, I told them to. To my coworkers who I hope are not watching, or they might. No, I'm just kidding. If anyone's interested in, again, interning or volunteering with us, feel free. And thanks to you too, again, Erica, for giving all us from different sectors this great opportunity to share what we have going on and share how we're making a difference.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys being on the show. You guys got to, really voice out what you wanted to say. And again, everybody has a voice and you guys deserve to be heard. And that's why I got you guys on this show. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys had fun also.
Yes, thank you, Erica.
You guys take care. Okay, stay safe.
Shout out to Andrea Zubiri, by the way, who's watching. Our best friend with Erica, yeah.
Okay. Another side note, to my viewers, nakakatawa talaga ako kasi best friend ko din si Nate. He's actually my neighbor.
New best friend naman niya si Justine. New best friend.
Mine.
Yes,
New best friend.
Best friend. Yes, I
best friend.
Kumu.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's go on Kumu soon, like tonight or something.
For
Yes,
Oh, no one's
sure.
watching.
Yeah.
Go to Justine's channel on Kumu. We might just be there. And
I,
my content might go away, right?
I love that the show is, bringing people together as well.
Yeah.
This is really great. Yeah, but yes, hi, Andrea. If you're still watching, we miss you. Nathan, I miss you. So, hearts. All right. So, thank you guys so much. I hope to
Thank
see you
you
guys
so much for
soon.
your time.
You guys
Yeah.
take care and stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
All right, so that concludes the show, everybody. I hope you guys super enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed. It was something different. I wanted this episode. I wanted this episode actually to be sort of different from what you've been seeing these past 4 episodes. So today is my 5th episode, and I just want to thank you guys so much for those who are constantly watching, making a difference, and watching also the other shows on B81 Radio. Thank you guys so much for the support. We really appreciate it. I actually have a shout out list because I didn't do that last week. So I have a list right now. I want to shout out to my Lolo Rudy Ancheta. I hope he's watching. Hi, Lolo. We miss you and we love you so much. I hope you're doing well, and I hope we could come visit you when this is all over. Love you, Lolo. Next, I have the Local Youth Development Council of Muntinlupa. Guys, I hope you're watching. Kung nanonood kayo, kamusta kayo dyan? Super miss ko na kayo lahat. I hope na we could meet ulit as a council or sige kahit online muna. I hope you guys are staying safe. The Local Youth Development Council, these members, they're my council members. I'm actually part of the council. So just a brief background: we come together and we we actually crafted the local youth development plan of Muntinlupa City. So it's a plan that um, the SK and the youth organizations in the city follows. So yeah, I'm part of that council, and I hope my council members are also watching. Miss ko na kayo. Okay, next, my Tita Patty Helado, she commented the last time. I wasn't able to see it. I just saw it a few days ago. But hi, Tita. You've been watching since day one. I'd like to thank you for the support. And we hope to see you soon. We miss you. Next, we have, of course, yung tech team natin ng V81 Radio. Kuya Robbie, Ate Din, and Ate Ana, she handles the social media. But basically, the tech team, salamat po talaga sa tulong nyo sa akin and sa V81 Radio. Hopefully, I get to see you guys in person. I mean, through ano lang tayo, through technology lang tayo. Pero thank you sa lahat ng ginagawa nyo para sa amin. Sobrang grateful kami sa inyo. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Another one is Ericel Mari Alberto. I hope you're still watching. She is a fashion and pageant model in Batangas. So, for those who need a model in Batangas, contact her, Ericel Mari Alberto. Hi, Ericel. I hope you're doing okay. I hope na nanonood ka pa rin. Thank you also sa support for so making a difference. See, ang haba ng list ko, but I'm almost done. We have, okay, my cousin, she's a frontliner. Just a few days ago, she was placed in PGH COVID ward. Hi, Ate Mavi. I'm not sure if you're watching this, but shout out to Ate Mavi Ditching and to all of those who are working, not just in the PGH COVID ward, but to all the frontliners out there. Thank you so much. We know that you're risking your lives just to um, just to really take care of those who are sick, those Filipinos who are sick. So we really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys stay safe. Ate Mabi, if you're watching, take care always. We love you. And last but not the least, nag-comment a while ago si Sir Rolly. Hi, Sir Rolly and Sir Charlie. Yes, they're actually my mentors. I think they're everybody's mentors. But hello po. I actually namimiss ko na silang kausap. Hindi ko na masyado sila nakakausap. But hello, Sir Rolly, Sir Charlie. I hope you guys are doing okay. Stay safe, and I hope to see you soon. Before I end this, we have two more shows actually after my show today. We have one more. We have a show at 6 p.m. It's called Madame Venus at Your Service. So the title of our show is Positive Power of the Mind and Horoscope. If you guys are interested, tune in at 6 p.m. And then we have another one at 9 p.m. hosted by DJ Robbie. Saturday Night Love. Life between unmarried and married man. Pretty interesting. Yeah, so we have two more shows today. I hope you guys could tune in also if you guys are interested. One last thing, we are on social media. We are on Facebook. Our website's also up, v81radio.com. And yeah, we're on Facebook, V81 Radio. We're on Facebook. I keep saying that. Okay. And then Making a Difference is also on Facebook. So if you guys have any comments, any suggestions, any feedback about the show, for the show, please feel free to message us. I will personally try to reply to you guys. But again, thank you guys so much. Nauuhaw na ako. So I think I'm gonna end this with a reminder to stay safe. If you guys don't need to go out of the house, I suggest you guys stay at home. Always, again, like what I mentioned a while ago to Gabby, try to think of this, try to look at this from a positive perspective, from a positive angle. I know there are some of you who are having a hard time during this during this lockdown, but we will get through this together. We just need to work with each other. So, yeah, and don't forget to pray always. That's number one. So, thank you again so much for tuning in. We don't forget to watch next week. We still have another episode. And stay safe, everyone. Bye.
The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan.
P81 Radio, P81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
P81 Radio, P81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
P81 Radio, P81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, P81 Radio.